Hi friends, welcome back to the Saffron Box. My name is Yamini Sharma, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about the transit of Jupiter into the sign of Capricorn. So this transit is a very interesting one and a very important one as well, because Jupiter enters its sign of debilitation, and while it gets debilitated, there is also a very strong Neech Bhang which happens here, because the Lord of Capricorn, that is Saturn, Shani, is within Capricorn itself. So in this video I'm going to take you through the dates of the Jupiter's transit throughout this tenure of Capricorn. What happens, when does it get retrograde, when does it get direct, etc. So all the important dates regarding the Jupiter transit, and thereafter I'll be talking about the effect of this great conjunction. So whenever this great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn has happened in the past, what kind of results have we seen, and what is going to be the impact at a mundane as well as a individual level. So that is what I'm going to be covering in this video. Before I go ahead, let me remind you to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you like the content, do not forget to give me a thumbs up also. So see, Jupiter is going to be entering the sign of Capricorn on the 20th of November 2020, somewhere in the night as per Indian Standard Time, and it is going to be here till the 5th of April 21. On the 6th of April 2021, Jupiter enters the sign of Aquarius. So it picks up speed, enters the sign of Aquarius, stays there till 21st of June 2021. On the 21st of June 21, Jupiter becomes retrograde, and then finally on the 15th of September, it enters back into the sign of Capricorn, and finally on the 18th of October, it becomes direct, and on the 21st of November 2021, it finishes its journey within the sign of Capricorn and enters the next sign, that is Aquarius. So these are the important dates which you may like to note. And also interestingly, Jupiter and Saturn both are going to be in a very close conjunction on the 16th to the 18th of December this year, that is 2020, when Jupiter will actually be hitting its point of, or rather degree of debilitation. So Jupiter debilitates at 5 degrees of Capricorn. So at on the 16th, from the 16th till the 18th, Jupiter would stay at 5 degrees of Capricorn. Saturn would also be hovering around, so there's going to be a planetary war also, a Graha Yuddha also. And thereafter, from the 21st December till the 24th of December 2020, again Jupiter would be at about 6 degrees, again in a very tight conjunction with Saturn. So there are two time periods where Jupiter is going to be in a planetary war with Saturn. Very close conjunction. Planetary war means both these planets are going to be within 1 degree of each other. So very important point to be noted, and this would actually make one question whether between Jupiter and Saturn, what kind of energy is going to finally prevail. So here I would say that Jupiter is going to be at its weakest point in the at 5 degrees. Then Saturn is sitting in its own sign, sitting very strong also. So my understanding is that Saturn is going to be more stronger during this time phase. Thereafter, as Jupiter picks up speed and crosses about 10-12 degrees, thereafter we will see the benefic effects of Jupiter. But initially, while it's during it's around its area of debilitation, we will see a weak Jupiter. So these dates should be noted, and they are very important at various levels as well. Then this conjunction is happening in the Uttarashada Nakshatra. So Jupiter, when it enters, it is going to be entering the second pada of Uttarashada Nakshatra. And this entire time phase, it is going to be crossing Uttarashada, and then thereafter Shravana, and then touching Dhanishta, and thereafter it makes its exit into Aquarius, into Dhanishta pada 3 and thereafter pada 4. So this is about the Jupiter's transit, the important dates. While we see Jupiter's transit, it is very important to note that Jupiter and Saturn are going to be conjunct throughout. Even while Jupiter is in Capricorn, the Saturnian effect is going to be there, because Jupiter moves from one sign to the other after about 12 to 13 months. And Saturn has just recently, I would say about 9 months back, Saturn has moved to the sign of Capricorn. Now it is going to be here till 2022. So throughout this journey of Jupiter's transit, of its tenure here within the sign of Capricorn, they are both going to be conjunct. So this is called a great conjunction, as most people like to call it, because Jupiter and Saturn both are biggies in the planetary cabinet. So Jupiter is the planet of dharma, Saturn represents karma. Jupiter is all the divine grace, the benevolence, your happiness, your wealth, and it expands wherever it is. It likes to expand things, it likes to give you, it's a natural benefit. While Saturn is the planet of limitation. So Saturn has its rings, remember? So Saturn likes to create limitations or restrictions wherever it is. So in short, actually Jupiter means expansion and Saturn means contraction. So this is a very, very powerful combination or a conjunction which happens here. So Saturn also, since Saturn is going to be strong initially, Saturn also rules over austerity or simple living. While Jupiter likes to expand and give, Saturn says, okay, live simply, let's just, cut off, get detached. Saturn also rules over your losses, sorrows, the pains, diseases in life. It's a natural malefic as such. But Saturn, remember, is a great teacher. What Saturn teaches, you do not forget. So this entire transit is going to restore faith in justice. Saturn is the great judge. And whatever happens, you would finally understand that whatever is happening is actually happening to take you towards the right path, where your dharma and karma go hand in hand. So this transit at a mundane level has actually produced very major results in the past also. So whenever a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happens, it takes a cycle of 20 years. So while they are conjuncting now, this conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happened 20 years back, and thereafter 20 years back, so 2000, 2001, then 1981, 1961, 1941, 1921. So if you actually pay attention to these years, something very major at a economic level, at a global level has happened. We all know what happened in 2001. 2001 period was very important in terms of, the way the technology grew, the way we all came closer as a world. Way back in 1961, Jupiter and Saturn, they came together in the sign of Capricorn itself. So this particular conjunction within the sign of Capricorn is actually to be taken very seriously, because Capricorn is the sign which rules over your work, which rules over your hard work, your wealth. It's the highest sign in the Artha Trikona out of all the earthy signs. So it talks about your money, your resources, what is going to be the impact on your accumulated resources, how is it going to affect your daily life, your daily struggles. So 1961 was when at a global level we also saw a lot of conflicts between countries. For India, this conjunction had happened in the 9th house. India has a Taurus rising, Taurus ascendant, as per 15th August 1947. If you make the chart, you will find Taurus as the ascendant for India. And this conjunction happened in the 9th house. And we all know that in 61-62 there was conflict with the neighbors, and it was a tough time as such, because we had just we were just about 13-14 years post independence, and there were a lot of challenges for the nation as such. And thereafter things changed. A lot of things changed at an economic level, at a global level also. So there was a lot of major growth spurts also which happened later on. But this came from a period of a churning, period of a unrest or some kind of a conflict also. So now this also means that there are going to be major shifts in energy patterns. So we as individuals, we are going to feel the impact. We would learn that yes, we need to keep our dharma in mind and do our karma, as in do our deeds as per the divine laws, as per the principles, keep upright moral values and go about our business. So those of us who are going to follow this, principle, would stand to benefit, because Jupiter and Saturn, when they come together, they also teach you life lessons. They mature you depending on what phase, what age and stage are you in. So this calls for a lot of growth mentally. You learn to handle a lot of resources around you. You learn to manage within whatever resources you have as well. So that was about Jupiter and Saturn at a mundane level. I'm going to be talking about what happens when Jupiter and Saturn come together, or rather Jupiter joins Saturn in the sign of Capricorn for all the ascendants. So please do remember that when I'm talking about the effect of this particular transit of Jupiter into on the all the 12 signs, I am referring to the ascendant or the rising sign. So that is what you need to keep in mind. And of course, one thing which is very important to keep in mind also is that you need to see the promise of your birth chart, the dashas which are running, because transits are going to be delivering what the birth chart has promised to you. You cannot expect miracles just because a transit is happening. So that is not the way it will work. So do keep that in your background. Keep the natal chart, understand what kind of a dasha you're running, and then accordingly refer to this transit. So I'll begin with Aries. See, if you have Aries ascendant or Aries rising sign, this transit is going to be happening into the 10th house of Capricorn. So Jupiter will leave the 9th house and move on to the 10th house and join up Saturn. So this creates a Dharma Karma Adhipati Yog also, or a Raj Yog you may say, because the trinal lord moves on to the Kendra and conjoins there with the Kendra lord as well. So this creates a very powerful impact on your workplace. This could be a period of a lot of growth for those people who are actually doing their work right, who are actually being honest at workplace. This is going to give a major spurt of growth in your professional career. And those of you who are in the fields of teaching, education, learning, working in colleges, universities, etc., there is going to be a boost for you as well. So this is going to be a good time finance wise as well, because Jupiter transits into the Capricorn, into the sign of Capricorn, and aspects the Artha trine. So the second house, the sixth house, and of course it is sitting in the 10th. Also for Aries, Rahu is sitting in your second house in the sign of Taurus. So there is a mutual aspect of Rahu and Jupiter also. So this could lead to important decisions regarding money, regarding wealth, regarding your family money. You could make major alterations to your savings pattern or to your accumulated wealth, and kind of, figure out how to go about your wealth in the future as well. So important transit for you. This could also bring in chances of you buying a new property or a new vehicle as well. And of course, the amount of work which you put in, the amount of efforts which you put in, you're going to get results accordingly. Your entire Artha trine, your resources, your daily routine, your work, your management of resources is the limelight of this entire transit. So then we move on to the next sign, that is Taurus. See, for Taurus, this conjunction happens in your 9th house. So Jupiter moves out of the 8th and enters the 9th house and joins Saturn. You already have Rahu in your ascendant, and Rahu moved into the Taurus ascendant, into the Taurus sign in the month of September, last 10 days of September. So Rahu in the Lagna is anyways going to boost up your confidence, going to boost up your self-image, your belief in yourself. And Jupiter, when it aspects the ascendant and when it's joined by Saturn over there in the 9th house, this is going to make you understand yourself better. This is going to be a time period of a lot of self-growth, of enhancing your spiritual side, understanding what are you actually going to do, what are you actually up to. This could also bring a lot of focus on learning some higher skills, connecting with a guru, connecting with your father. Now, this could be a time period where your father's health or father could attract, some attention. So there could be chances of some ill health or some attention which your father requires. So do keep that in mind. And there could also be a sudden stroke of luck. Now, this is something which you could expect as Jupiter goes further deep into the sign of Capricorn. So sudden stroke of luck could actually help you out in some serious situation as well. So concentrate on what you're going to be learning, how you're going to be aligning your principles with your actual work. Remember, Saturn is also your 10th lord. So how is everything happening around your workspace? Jupiter is also your 11th lord, and how you gain out of these changes, how you gain out of the work which you're doing. You might have to learn some new skills and change the way you work. So a major period of shift for Taurus, and there could be changes in your relationship with your siblings, with your neighbors as well. So they may demand some attention, they may demand your advice. There could be changes, people like to come to you for some for talking out, for some counseling, etc. as well. Then Jupiter sitting here also aspects the 5th house of children, of progeny. So you need to use your intelligence, you need to use your wits to actually handle children issues. Some people here, those who are waiting for some conception, waiting for childbirth, could actually have some sigh of relief. This could bring in conception also, because Jupiter and Saturn together are going to be aspecting, or rather the combined energies from the 9th house could affect the 5th house as well, right? So there is going to be definitely some good news with regard to progeny matter. So now moving on to the next sign of Gemini. See, for Gemini, this transit of Jupiter is going to be happening in your 8th house. So you have Saturn already posited over there, and Jupiter, which is the lord of the 7th house as well as the 10th house for you, owner of two important Kendra Bhavas, moves on to the 8th house. Now what could this mean? This could mean that there could be a lot of changes, transformation with regard to your work life as well as married life. So there are going to be some obstacles which you might face. There could be some problems which you might be dealing with, but they lead to some transformation. They lead to changes in habits or changes at your work life. So there could be chances of you moving on to some other organization, or there could be changes in your hierarchy. Then when we talk about your marriage, this could also be a period of a little dissatisfaction with regards to your partner, especially when you're a married woman. So there are some money matters which come to the foray, and because of these money matters, there are differences within the family or with your in-laws as such. Now this, when I talk about married life, I'm referring to women only, because Jupiter is the Karaka of the husband in a woman's chart. So it is very important that you manage your marital relationship pretty well with a lot of maturity and patience. This is going to be a time which is going to test your patience a bit. So there could be wealth issues overall, there could be inheritance matters, family money issues, which could also come up during this entire transit. There could be a gain of some family property, or increase in your own property because of inheritance in some way or the other, increase in cash flow because of inheritance. So these things are indicated for the Gemini ascendant. Then we move on to the next ascendant or the rising sign of Cancer. So with Cancer, this transit is happening in the 7th house. So Jupiter, which is the lord of the 6th as well as the 9th, comes to the 7th house and gets conjoined with Saturn. So here Jupiter and Saturn together are looking at your Lagna also. The 7th aspect goes to the Lagna. This is a period of a lot of changes with regard to marriage. So those of you who are looking at a life partner, who are looking at maybe you are in the process of matchmaking, this transit could bring in marriage. This transit could bring in new relationships. This could also be a time period wherein you could look at some new business or look at ways of enhancing your existing business with something new. Some new infusion of knowledge is what you do into your existing business, and accordingly make changes which could benefit you in the long run as well. So with your spouse, this relationship could actually bring in a lot of changes as well. So there could be bouts of impatience, there could be ups and lows, ups and downs in your marital relationship. So time to again be a little patient and be ready to embrace some changes. So this, as I said, whenever Jupiter and Saturn are together in any house, in any bhava, it brings about a lot of maturity as well as a lot of expansion and contraction kind of a thing. So initially this transit, when it happens for the first initial few weeks, this could be a little challenging, but things settle down as Jupiter progresses further into the sign of Capricorn, and the dust also settles in whatever conflict you are in. So you could use your communication in a very balanced manner to overcome any disagreement, any conflict which you have within your marriage or with your business partner also. So Jupiter looks at gains in the long run, but transformation in your business practices, transformation in your marital relationship. This would also bring in a lot of maturity for you as a person too. Then we move on to the next sign of Leo. So for Leo, see, this happens in the 6th house. So Jupiter gets into debilitation, which is getting cancelled. There's a Nich Bhang also, and Jupiter Saturn stay together in the 6th house of competition, 6th house of diseases, enemies, deaths. It's a Trik Bhava, it's a malefic house. Now here, Jupiter could actually try to give you some relief, but Saturnian effect initially, the initial part of the transit, you will see the Saturnian effect is very strong. So this is a time period where a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work is required, totally mixed in with the right proportion of your ethics. So ethical practices are going to help you out. Stay ethical, stay on the right path of dharma, and things work out for you gradually. So this could be a slow growth. There could be bouts of expansion, there could be bouts of growth, and then suddenly you see that nothing is moving for some time. So these are spurts of growth and spurts of some stagnation happening, which is going to be the theme. And your work environment also brings in, there could be changes there. So you should bring in some professional advice, some wise counsel to handle your work environment related issues, or handle everything, regarding your subordinates or your daily routine when it comes to work. You could handle all this with a lot of maturity, with a very wise mind and a long foresight as such. So take care of your health as well, because Jupiter transits here and aspects the 2nd house of food intake. Rahu is there in the 10th house. Rahu is also aspecting Jupiter back. So with this entire, to cut a long story short, with the entire movement which is there, the planetary transits which are happening for you, money matters, daily issues of handling your resources, all these things are going to come in the forefront. There could be expansion at work, but there'll be a lot of hard work required. There'll be a lot of focus at how you're handling your money, and you could find new ways of investments as well. So a major shift in energy, a major time to actually decide what you're going to do regarding your finances. Jupiter here, when it sits here in the 6th, it's going to be aspecting the 12th house as well. So I think this is a good time when you should be spending time in some selfless service. I think that is going to help mitigate mitigate some maleficence which could come in with this transit, with this conjunction as well. So we move on to the next sign of Virgo now. So for Virgo, you see this conjunction is happening in the 5th house. Jupiter, which is the 4th lord, moves into the 5th house, which is owned by Saturn. So Jupiter and Saturn stay together in the 5th house, and this conjunction happens for almost an year. So with this, your hard work with respect to your creative skills, your hard work with respect to your children increases. So you would like to infuse a lot of discipline, inculcate a lot of good values with regard to hard work, upright values, disciplined living with your children. So focus on your children, spend a lot of time with them. You'll be able to spend a lot of resources on your children as well. So focus on their growth, focus on their progress as such. This could also be a time to brush up any new skills, brush up your old skills, pick up new stuff, so that you can keep progressing. You learn more. This could be a very opportune time for you to learn new skills. Those of you who are at that age and stage where you're looking at options related to higher education, I think this time period could bring in a lot of movement. So you could also get to travel outside your home with respect to travel, with respect to education. So a time to actually look at new skills, look at educating yourself, upgrading yourself, something which is going to impact you in the long run. That is what you should be focusing here during this time period. So our children are also our future. So whatever is going to come, whatever is going to build up in the future is what you need to really work on during this entire transit. So regarding your health, be a little cautious because this period could bring in some bouts of ill health also. If your natal chart is also not very strong, this could actually make you focus a lot on your health issues as well. So your self-confidence, your belief in yourself also, you need to strengthen up a bit. Jupiter is aspecting your Lagna from the 5th, and Rahu is also aspecting your Lagna from the 9th. So keep your head in the right place. Be practical about how you want to go ahead in life. Then moving on to the next sign, that is Libra. So for Libra, this is an important transit again, because your third lord, the house which takes care of your struggles, your ideas, your journeys, and it's a karma house. So whatever you desire starts from here. So all your thoughts germinate here. So your third lord, that is Jupiter, moves on into the 4th house and gets conjunct with Saturn. Now Saturn, remember, is also a yoga karak for Libra Lagna. So if Saturn is auspicious, Saturn is very well placed in your birth chart, this period could actually bring in growth, could actually bring in growth which is slow and steady. Right, so Jupiter and Saturn conjunction in the 4th could actually make you relook at things, make you relook at what is important, and strike a balance between your home and your work life as well. When we talk about work life, there could be changes at your workplace. You could change organizations, or there could be a change in your hierarchy as well. So you see a new boss, a new superior, or you move on to a different organization. These kind of changes are indicated. There could also be matters related to inheritance of some landed property, or a house, or a vehicle for that matter. So these kind of themes are also going to play up during this transit. Also remember that Rahu is in the 8th house, and this is going to be a period where your interest in hidden matters. When I talk about hidden matters, I'm talking about occult, I'm talking about something which you were not aware of till now. It could be your inheritance, it could be insurance, something which could actually give you some gains, but you were not aware of, practically speaking. So Rahu could take your attention over there, and now Jupiter also aspects. So a lot of hidden matters could come up. This could also be a time to make foreign connections. So work related, there could be some foreign connections which could take you out, or which could come up with regard to work. So a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, focus on your future plans, focus on your work field is what I see for Libra. So Saturn, if it's in good dignity in your chart, this is going to be a good time period. Of course, you need to see your natal chart, you need to see the dashas which you're undergoing, and accordingly see how things are going to apply to you. Then we move on to the next sign of Scorpio. So for Scorpio, this transit is happening in the 3rd house. So Jupiter, which is your 2nd lord, moves into the 3rd house with Saturn. So this time period could make you come into the right ideas, come into the right way of communicating with others. That is very, very important. How you communicate with people around you, with your siblings, with your parents, with your guru like figures, elder people who are elder to you. So this could be a humbling experience, which you could come into. So you learn how to be humble in your communication. You learn how to communicate the right ideas in the right manner, which is very important. So get creative as well. Jupiter is also your 5th lord. A lot of creative things you could also be indulging in. So if there are plans of marriage, you are in that age and stage, I think this period could bring in some chances of getting married. There could be gain of a partner. This could also lead to fulfillment of some old desires, something which you really wanted to achieve for a long time. Now you could come into a period wherein you are able to realize your old dreams. So remember that for this there is hard work involved as well. So while everything is ready for you to realize your old desires, get into some fulfillment of desires, you would also be working hard for it. There could be journeys involved for it, short-term journeys or long-term journeys also. And of course, as I said, communication is the key. So be very, very practical, be very empathetic at the same time while dealing with people, especially your neighbors, your siblings, etc. Then we move on to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, your Lagnesh, that is Jupiter itself, is getting debilitated in the 2nd house, along with it has Saturn there. So there's going to be a conjunction over there of Jupiter and Saturn. And from here, Jupiter aspects the 6th house, the 10th house, and of course the 8th house. So for Sagittarius Lagna also, like all the other fire signs, this could bring in a lot of focus on your resources, on your money, accumulated wealth. And for Sagittarius Lagna, this could also be a time period where you look into your inheritance matters. There could be some kind of inheritance which you could come into. So a lot of hard work happens while this transit takes place. Hard work with regard to saving money, accumulating money. Accumulation is the key. So keep your motivation high. The initial period of the transit could be a little challenging, but once Jupiter transits over the degrees of debilitation, moves up further into the sign of Capricorn, you could actually pick up speed, understand how you're going to be how you're going to be managing your resources, your finances, etc. So a lot of hard work. Rahu is in the 6th house, Upche Bhava, aspecting Jupiter as well, which is your Lagnesh. So a lot of hard work and period of growth is what you see. So be ready, pull up your socks, be ready in terms of your health, and take up new work, take up new challenges. This could be a time to put in some new ideas into action. So a good time period for the Sagittarius Lagna, but do remember to keep your speech soft and pleasant. Now here, when Jupiter and Saturn together come into the 2nd house, there could be chances that you become very blunt and say anything the way it is. So while you may be being truthful and being straightforward, this could lead to some conflict within the family or at workplace. So keep your speech soft and pleasant to the ears for everybody. Then we move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, this movement of Jupiter happens in the Lagna itself. So Jupiter comes into your Lagna where your Lagnesh Saturn is already posited, and Jupiter and Saturn stay here. This conjunction happens, stays for about a year. So Saturn, of course, in the Lagna is a period for maturity, is a period of you going through some kind of transformation, maturing up as a person as such. And when Jupiter comes over here, it also fuses in a lot of hard work, a lot of you could learn things about yourself. You could change the way you communicate. You could understand that you may need to make changes about yourself as a physical being. How do you look, and as well as how you communicate. So Jupiter is also your third lord, which is the house of communication. So major changes underway. Those of you who are looking at marriage, some matchmaking is in progress. This could bring in chances of getting married, or chances of getting into some kind of a partnership as well at work. So a major time period for you, very important transit for you as well. From here, Jupiter aspects the 5th, the 7th as well as the 9th house. So while this aspect is nice, you could focus a lot on your children as well. So those of you who have children in the growing stage, they need your attention with regard to your education, or with regard to their education, or they need your help in making the right decisions with regard to their career. This would be a time phase where you remain busy with your children. So you use a lot of your time and resources there. This could also be a time phase when you could take up long-term journeys. So journeys are on the cards. Journeys with regard to education or upgrading your skills. You learn something in that journey. Then we move on to the next sign of Aquarius. So for Aquarius, this conjunction happens in the 12th house. Jupiter moves from the 11th house into the 12th house and joins Saturn over there. Remember, Rahu is also in your Kendra Bhava in the 4th house, and Jupiter and Rahu are going to mutually aspect each other as well. So this would be a time period where there could be decisions, or you go through over your assets. You try and understand what should be your outflow, what should you be spending. So you could actually take charge of your finances very well, understand what you need to save and what you need to spend. So a lot of expenditure control and expenditure focus is what I see during this time. You could also be, when it comes to expenditure, there could be a lot of expenditure though on your family issues, on food, on family, etc. But otherwise, you might look at cutting down any kind of a superfluous expenditure which you might be doing till now. So you spend time with your family. You actually could travel as well. There could be chances of a vacation which you might take during this coming year. So learn your lessons well in life, understand what is important, how much of a materialism is important, and when does it border on to extravagance. When do you actually stop and look back, how much do you need to spend, etc. So judicious use of your money, judicious use of your wealth is what is advisable during this entire time phase. You could also come into some matters of insurance or inheritance as well during this transit of Jupiter. So then we move on to the last sign of Pisces. So Pisces, you see the 10th house which had Jupiter till now. Now Jupiter moves on to from the 10th into the 11th. So all your work, whatever hard work you had been putting in with regard to your work, this could be a time where you actually get to reap the rewards also. So that depends on what kind of hard work you have been putting in. So this could be a period about gains, realistic gains. So please do not get into any kind of a hyped up expectation. Be realistic about your desires, because whatever you're going to be getting out of all the hard work which you had been doing for the last 1 year, it's going to be a very, very judicious result, very well balanced result which you will get, because Saturn is the judge. Saturn will decide what you deserve and it will serve you accordingly. And Jupiter here, See, Jupiter is your Lagnesh, so all this is going to affect you. You're going to understand the importance of work and gains. So very important time phase. What you work for, what you gain, and what you finally spend. How does it affect you personally? So a very important time phase for Pisces ascendant, because from here, you know, Jupiter and Saturn are going to be conjunct, and Jupiter will also look at your 7th house. So this could bring in some new partnership. This could bring in some chances of getting married. Jupiter also aspects your 5th house. So children related issues, if you had been waiting for progeny related issues, some medical issues if you were in, this could bring in some relief as well. So major changes are there. Jupiter aspects the 7th house, the 5th house, and the 3rd house as well. So a lot of ideas come, and how do you implement, how do you get realistic about the whole work front is what this transit is going to be about. So carry on with whatever work you're doing. If you're ethically correct, this period is going to give you good results. So that was all about all the 12 ascendants, the 12 signs. I hope it helps all of you, and I shall meet you very soon in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you.